Now, the February numbers are in and much of the same in North Georgia. However, there is a silver lining to this market that we don't talk about enough. We're talking about it right now. The silver lining in real estate. This is Steve, real estate agent with the Malone Realty Group here at EXP in the Atlanta area. So if there's anything we can help you in Atlanta, give us a call. Talk more about that in just a second. All right, as we like to do at the beginning of every month, and today is March 1st, where has the time gone? We're going to talk about what happened in February. So I got the stats right here. And as we talk about all the time, I am old and I can't memorize these stats. So we have them all written down right here. So number of homes for sale in the FMLS, this is the Metro Atlanta area. The number of homes for sale is just a hair over 9,000 homes. That's a new record low that we have seen, right, in the last like 25, 30 years at least, but it goes way back further than that. That we've seen levels this low. And percentage-wise, it's definitely the record. Now, that's down about 5% from the number of homes that were on the market at the end of January. It's the number of homes on the market, and the number of homes on the market at the end of February. There you go. Again, that's a new record. All right, months of inventory on the market. We talk about this number all the time. Again, that's the number of that's the length of time it would take to sell everything. If we added no more homes, we sold everything at the rate that we're selling it, how long would it take to sell everything? We're at 1 month of inventory. That ties the record that we set last month in the FMLS. Some counties are a lot lower than that. Like Forsyth is definitely lower at 0.6 months. So there's like 2 weeks of inventory out there. All right, shows per listing. That's up to 14.8. That means every listing, every single listing on average, 14.8 showings for every listing. That ties the record that we set last spring. Back in March, okay, price per square foot, $189 per square foot. That's record high. Sales price, $412 and change is the average sales price of every closing in the Metro Atlanta area. That's just under the record that was set last March. Likely it's going to be higher than that once we get into April and May. So, other things of note, the number of new listings we added last month is actually down 10% from where it was February of the year before. We're supposed to be getting into a situation where people are more comfortable listing their homes, and we're listing fewer homes. This is not going in the right direction, folks. And the number of closed sales, this is interesting. Number of closings is actually the lowest number that we've seen since January of 2019. So not unusual that the number is low in the wintertime. It is unusual that it's the lowest we've seen in 3 years. So we're starting to get to the point now where actually the closings are starting to lag because there's just nothing out there, and everything that is out there does sell, but there's just nothing out there. So those are the latest stats. So what does that all mean? What does it mean for you? Okay, so we can tell you all the stats. What does it mean? What does it mean if you're a seller? If you're a seller, this is your market. This is the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It keeps getting a little crazier, a little crazier. I think it's going to relax over the next couple of months as more stuff finally does come on the market. I think we're going to get a little more seasonality in here, so I think more stuff is on track. And with our own team, we're already seeing we've got a lot of things coming on in March and April. A lot of folks are actually going to list their houses. So we're definitely going to see more inventory in these next couple months, and that's going to alleviate some of this pressure. It's going to actually, help to balance the market a little bit. It's not going to be a completely balanced market. But that being said, this is your market where you're going to get that dynamite offer where there's no contingencies, there's no due diligence, there's no nothing. People just want houses because there's no houses out there and people are tired. Okay, so this is your opportunity. Now, that's if you're selling your house. Give us a call and let's talk about it. Because, you could put a sign out front and sell it yourself, and you could do pretty good, but you're not going to maximize the equity in your house. You're not going to be able to negotiate. You're not going to be able to deal with the 50 offers that you're going to get on your house and weed through them and figure out which is the best one. How you're going to negotiate with the appraiser, how you're going to negotiate with the inspector. All those things. What we've seen time and time again where people, even if they sell it for sale by owner to save the commission, they end up netting less money just because marketing-wise, they don't get enough people in there. Pricing-wise, they may not price it right for so many other reasons. So talk to us and let us know what we can do to help you out. All right, sellers. Buyers. I'm sorry. I'll flat out say it. If you are a buyer in this market, I am so sorry. I've got friends who I'm working with. I've got new clients I'm working with, clients I've worked with for a while that I'm working with, and it's just brutal out there. You've got to know what market we're in. We are in the market where it is time to just throw it all at the wall, everything, and see what sticks. It's time to go super aggressive on every offer that we put in. It's time to really tighten down on our the due diligence window, all the contingencies, waive as many as we can. We're trying to switch over a lot of our buyers to cash offers. We have a program we work with through our lender with Ribbon that turns all of our offers into cash offers. Yes, obviously there's restrictions apply. Let's talk about it though, because it's something that we're having to do with our people to get them competitive in this market. Okay, there are people that are upset because they don't want to sell because there's nowhere to buy. And right now, if you're trying to buy a house contingent on selling a house, that's tough right now. Okay, so there's also a program through Ribbon where you can buy your house and then sell your house. Again, restrictions apply. Let's talk about it because it is a solution to help people out. But if you're buying right now, yeah, it is rough right now. We're not going to lie, it is very rough if you are buying a home in this market. But it still is possible, and it is still a smart move. Why? Because the home prices are going to go up. We keep talking about it. Home prices, despite all the craziness, the home prices are going to go up 10 to 15% again this year, okay, because of the lack of inventory. It's going to drive up the prices, okay? So the prices are going to go up. That home you want will be no cheaper than it is today, okay? So today's the day to get it at a deal, number one. Number two, the rates are going to go up. We've talked about the rates. They've had a little bit of a hiccup because of everything going on between the Ukraine and Russia and that conflict out there. There was that turmoil in the markets last week. It seems to have stabilized a little bit. But I think it's going to hold the rates, from really charging up the way that they were. But that being said, I don't think the rates are coming back down. The rates are going to continue to climb through the year. By the end of the year, we're definitely going to see rates at 5%, if not higher. That's the direction that things are going right now. Maybe a lot sooner than that. So that being said, the rates will be no better, in my opinion, than they are right now. That could be different, and if I'm wrong, great, I'm wrong. You're going to get a lower rate. If I'm right and you listen to me, good for you. You jumped on it when it was low. Okay, so the rates are going to go higher, the prices are going to go higher. So if you're a buyer in the market, this is the time to strike. It is hard, extremely hard right now, but there are ways that we're helping our people win. Give us a call and let's figure it out. Okay, that's the market in a nutshell. Now, as talked about though, there is a silver lining, and we don't talk about this enough. And I figure let's spread a little good news. If you have owned a house for the last 5 to 10 years, you have done extremely well with your home. Okay, just saw a report from CNBC. They just listed, and I'll put a link in the description below, talking about a record number or a record amount of equity in the average homeowner's house right now. It's a record. I think it said it's like 185,000 or something like that right now. Americans have a lot of equity in their homes. So what that means is the difference between now and what we saw in 07, 08 when we had the big crash. When we had the big crash and people were losing their homes, they were underwater on their homes. The home prices started going down because there was too many homes on the market. Right now, the home prices are way high. Because the home prices are high, if somebody gets in trouble and has to sell their house, they can sell their house and they get a big chunk of change from it. Okay, so we're not dealing with the foreclosure issues right now. But let's talk about these numbers because these are interesting. I won't bog you down to the crazy numbers. In the last year, and we've talked about this, the average prices in Atlanta are up in the last year about 18.5%. All right, from 21 to 22. The year before that, it was around 10.2%. Then you go back, it was 4%, about 6.7%, 2.5%. Then there's a 7, there's a 6, there's an 8.5. Strangely enough, from 13 to 14, it was 19%, which is kind of crazy. And then it was 9% the year before that. So in the last 10 years, the prices of homes have gone up substantially, seemingly every year. I mean, the worst was 2.59%. Okay, whatever, went up 2.59%. Now keep in mind, with your home, if you have a standard mortgage or a conforming mortgage, you're paying principal, so it's paying down. So not only is your price going up, but you're also paying down the loan, so you're increasing your equity that way as well. So what does that mean? That means you've done pretty good. if you combine all those numbers, okay, and we did the number again, 2012, the average price in 2012, the 12 months previous was around $165,000 in the FMLS. Now in 2022, last 12-month average price $401,569. So we go from 165 to 401. What's that number? Home prices have gone up 142%, or I should say probably 242% from where they were. So not only, no, that's 142%. How does math work? No, it's 142%. Basically, it was 165, now it's 401. Yeah, it's way up from where it was. My goodness, that's a pretty good investment. Okay, so let's all pretend I didn't have a bad math moment right there, okay? I'd edit it out, but I don't want to go back. You actually thought that was funny. Anyway, so still it was $165,000. Now it's $401,000 10 years later. Now, can I guarantee the next 10 years is going to continue to go up? No, I'm not going to guarantee that. Can I give you a pretty good idea that in the next at least 3 or 4 years it's going to go up every year? Yeah, there's nothing out there right now, and not a whole lot's going to change that. It may go from an extreme banana crazy seller's market to an extreme seller's market, and then eventually to just a seller's market. But looking now, barring something crazy happening, barring something happening worldwide, and as we saw, we had some international turmoil last week. If something crazy comes from that, then yeah, all bets are off as far as what's going to happen. But looking forward, because of the lack of inventory, that's the driving force. Lack of inventory means prices are going to go up. So I think for the next 3, 4, 5 years, I still think we're going to get very good returns on our home. So if you own a home, we tell people all the time, if you're looking to sell your home to rent because you think the market's going to go down, I would highly suggest not doing that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, I'll take the business if you're dying to do that, but if you ask me honestly, should I do that? No way. Do not do that right now. Not in this market. Is that going to change in 3 or 4 years? Maybe. But right now, if you're going to sell, I only want you to sell to go buy something or because you have something else, things like that. If you're buying, great, let's go find that house and get on the equity train because it's going to continue to go up. Okay? So there you go. Home prices are up 142% in the last 10 years in the FMLS. So if you've owned a home for the last 10 years, congratulations. Your home, not only is it your home, but it's gone way up in value and it's going to continue to do so. We'll be watching it. If you ever have any questions, you know where to find me, 470-233-4409. This is Steve. My email address is below in the description as well, so you can hit me up there if you have any questions. Well, we love to talk real estate. We love to help you out. We're here in the Metro Atlanta area. The Malone Realty Group with EXP. Have a good one. Hey, thanks for watching the video today. If you want more information on what's going on in the real estate market, take a look at some of these videos over here that we've posted, keeping up with what buying, selling, things that are going on in the North Georgia market. But if you want to keep up with everything that we post to our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel down there, bottom right. That way you won't miss out on anything.